Bye, Puddin'! Okay, so if you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know that I was not excited at all about Suicide Squad. I actually hated the first trailer. I hated it. It looked so bad. I thought it looked like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and it just emphasized the fact that the DC Cinematic Universe was going to suck. I really did. I lost all hope. But then as more trailers started to come out, I started to think maybe it's not gonna be that bad. The next trailer would come out, and then the next trailer would come out, and I'd be like, okay, this does not look terrible. Maybe I was wrong. And by the final trailer, I had gone from absolutely hating the idea of this movie to feeling kind of hopeful. So because my feelings were kind of jostled all over the place, I went into this movie pretty much with neutral feelings. Because I really had no idea, and I didn't want any of my assumptions to ruin how I would experience this movie, so I just went, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm expecting. I'm going in this blind. Let's do this. And I've gotta say, I actually kinda liked it. I know, I trashed this movie so many times, and you're probably like, I told you so, Steph. And I know. I'm sorry, but I liked it. I don't think it was amazing. I think a lot of things could have been done differently, but I enjoyed watching it. I'll probably buy it on Blu-ray. I don't think I would pay to go see it in the theaters again, but I would buy it on Blu-ray and watch it a couple more times. It was just fun. I had fun watching Suicide Squad. The soundtrack was amazing, the cinematography was amazing, the action was amazing, the characters were amazing. Like, I am so proud of DC for finally figuring out how to make awesome, funny, relatable, realistic characters with actual character development. Because if you recall, that was my big problem with Batman vs Superman, among many other problems. They had this huge ensemble cast, and they were introducing all of these new characters that we really didn't know much about all at once, and we didn't really get a lot from any of them. We got little flashes of each of their lives and a little bit of their backstories, but we didn't really get any more than that. We didn't get any character development, and all we really got was just a blob of uninteresting people. But in Suicide Squad, I feel like there was a really good balance of character development, and I actually felt for these characters, and I liked them, and I enjoyed learning about their lives. And I also liked that they gave us just enough information that it was like interesting, but we weren't totally drowning in boring backstories. Although I will say I really disliked the intro. I'm not gonna like spoil it for any of you who haven't seen it, but it's basically just like 30 minutes of like, here's this character, here's this character, here's this character, and I was like, I feel like there's a more creative way to introduce us to those characters rather than going, this is blah blah blah, they do blah blah blah, this is blah blah blah, they do blah blah blah, this is blah blah blah. Like, just there's too much stuff crammed into 30 minutes, and I got bored by the end of it. I just don't think a movie should ever come out and say, this is this person, this is what they do, here are all of their characteristics, now you know who they are, let's move along. Like, I don't think you should do it like that. I think it's much more interesting when you learn as you go along the story. But that's just me, I don't know. But honestly, because of that one particular thing, I started off not really liking this movie. It took me until about halfway through the movie to actually go, yeah, I like this movie. And it sucks that it took me that long to realize that I actually did enjoy the movie, but by the end of it, I was just like, yes, I like this movie, this is a good movie, yes. So let's talk about the characters. I loved all of the characters, all of them, every single one. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was actually amazing. I really liked her. She was not perfect. There were a few things that I was like, but most of it I really liked her. She was adorable, she was funny, she was sexy, she was brave, she was smart, she was everything that Harley Quinn needs to be. And her love of the Joker was so apparent in every move that she made, and I was just like, As I was watching, I just felt real emotion for her, and I kind of felt real emotion for all of the characters in the movie, and I think that's something that DC really needed to do, and I'm so happy that they figured it out. Now let's move on to one of probably the most talked about and controversial parts of this movie, and that is Jared Leto as the Joker. When those first photos were released, the internet just went crazy. I went crazy. I was like, nope, you can't do this. This is not okay. I am not on the train of Suicide Squad. Nope. The Joker has a damage tattoo on his forehead. He's wearing grills. No. And the movie still didn't really convince me that those were good stylistic choices. I don't really like his style, like his look in the movie. I don't think the Joker would ever get a tattoo on his forehead that says damaged. I He wouldn't do that. But I do get they were going for more of like a gang lord-ish kind of look for the Joker. Kind of like the Dark Knight Returns Joker, which they sort of paid homage to in this movie. And I kind of like that idea. I like that they went with kind of a different inspiration for the Joker. They went with something that hasn't really been used very much. And, you know, kudos to them for trying something ballsy. It was a pretty bold move, and I appreciate that. Now, Jared Leto himself, I loved him. I loved him. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I love Jared Leto. I think he's a phenomenal actor in everything that he does. He's kind of a little bit weird and peculiar, but you have to be a little bit weird and peculiar to play the Joker. Like, it just makes sense. And you can tell that he is taking inspiration from Heath Ledger's Joker, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely apparent in his voice and the way that he dictates things. You can just kind of see Heath Ledger hidden in there in certain parts. But he also brings his own style of the Joker to the table, and it is awesome. I think Heath Ledger's performance was definitely better, but something about Jared Leto's performance just brings this like horribly disturbing feeling, and I was just like watching him like, oh, you're so creepy. I just think he emulated that dark, creepy, disturbing aspect of the Joker perfectly. And it was very interesting to see his relationship with Harley Quinn, because as far as most live action things go, mostly we've just seen his relationship with Batman. So it was cool to see a different side of him and see his relationship with Harley Quinn, which is a much different relationship. And it was really cool to see that come out on screen. I think they did that really well. It was interesting to see a different side of the Joker and to see how their dynamic worked together and how much they cared for each other in such this like weird and twisted way. I thought that was done really, really well. Deadshot. Let's talk about Deadshot. Will Smith as Deadshot. Great. Great decision, casting company. Now, Deadshot is kind of like the lead character in this movie. We get a lot of his backstory, a lot about his character, a lot about his emotions and his inner turmoils and all that good stuff. And Will Smith delivers all of that perfectly. He's got that usual Will Smith charm about him where he's witty and he's funny and he's smart, but he's also serious and damaged and very, very, very badass. So badass. He's so badass. And the other characters were all really well done too. There's honestly not really any character in this movie where I was like, nah. Viola Davis as Amanda Walker was great. She had that awesome, like, kind of intimidating deadpan, like, I'ma fuck your shit up with my pinky. Jai Courtney as Boomerang was actually fantastic. He was really funny, and I actually felt a lot about his character, even though he wasn't really a main focus of the movie. Every time he was on screen, there was some kind of connection there, and I enjoyed his performance. It was pretty good. I felt similarly about Jay Hernandez as Diablo. He didn't really have a huge focus in the movie. We got enough info to know about his past and to know about his character to really feel for him, and he just had some kind of presence on the screen where I just really enjoyed watching him. Plus, he has the coolest superpowers out of all of them, so he kind of wins on the badass scale. Killer Croc didn't really do much or say much at all, but when he did talk, he was funny, so I guess I'll let that slide. Cara Delevingne, her name is Kara. She plays June / Enchantress. I will never be able to pronounce her name correctly, but I don't care. I fucking love her. I have always loved her. I think she is a really good actress. I feel like she has such a raw, interesting, just very unique beauty about her. And so playing such an exotic character as Enchantress really, really works for her. Plus, like, damn girl, that eyebrow game. Anyways, I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I think this is the DC movie that we needed. It's the DC movie we deserve, but not the one we need right now. Wow, that is actually 100% true. I don't want to get into all that right now though. We'll just move past that. Just, is it perfect? No. Is it a step in the right direction? Yes. As a movie, I think the plot itself was not very good. I don't think I enjoyed the plot at all, actually, now that I think about it. But the characters were so good, and their interactions were so good, and everything other than the plot was really good. I just felt really engrossed in this world, and I felt that the characters really pulled me into this. I just loved seeing all of these damaged, terrible criminal characters come together and form some kind of weird loyalty and friendship with each other, where they actually kind of cared about each other despite their criminal agendas. It was just a really cool dynamic that I enjoyed watching. And I think if DC keeps moving in this direction, they'll get it right. They figured out a great balance between humor and emotion and seriousness and character development. The pieces were all there, and they kind of figured out the way to put them together. So there you have it. I really liked Suicide Squad. I was really shocked that I liked it, but I did. Did you see Suicide Squad? Let me know in the comments what you think. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews, so I don't know, maybe you don't agree with me, but I liked it. Also, check out this rad shirt that I got from TeePublic. If you want it, I will put a link in the description so you can own it. Also, you've probably noticed by now that I have a brand new background behind me. What's that all about? Yes, I did move. I no longer have my pretty blue background full of artwork. Now I just have movies, which, if you think about it, makes a lot more sense. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And that's about it. I'm Steph. Thank you so much for watching. This is Rated N. Mwah!